Slinging light far off into the distance. Today we're going to take a look at the all-new ThruNite Catapult V6. So when it comes to flashlights, there are tons of options out there. You never really can have too many flashlights. Even with all the flashlights that I have, sometimes we just can't find any of them. We have lights that are keychain lights that we keep on our keychains. We have lights that we keep around the kitchen just for use around the home. We have lights that we carry in our kits or carry with us when we go camping or hiking. We have purpose-built lights like spotlights and floodlights, so depending on what we're doing, whether we're tracking animals when hunting or we're just looking around the yard or letting the dog out. So most flashlight companies, the ones that I review for anyways, will have different categories of lights, whether that be headlamps, whether that be keychain flashlights, whether that be small pocket-sized flashlights. Then they move on up into the specialty flashlights, such as the brand new Catapult V6 from ThruNite, which is a handheld spotlight. So different lights have different reflectors and have different beams to them. They either shoot a lot of light downrange or they have a quite floody beam that's going to give you a lot of light in your immediate area. So I often forget that many of my viewers may just see a flashlight as a flashlight as a flashlight. But there are differences and there are certainly different applications that you can use them for. So the brand new Catapult V6 is one of those specific built flashlights from ThruNite. You can see it still maintains a pretty good handheld form factor here, but you got that big reflector and that's going to shine a lot of light down range. The Catapult V6 has some really awesome texture to it with this diamond pattern here. It fits really well into the hand. Have a single mode button, so no tail switch on this. It's not magnetic or anything, but it will tail stand, and of course it comes with the option to put a lanyard on there. So single mode button for operation here, very simple operation. A single press turns the light on and off. You hold it down to cycle through your modes, low, medium, high, and then you can also hold it down to get to a half lumen moonlight mode. Moving on up to the large smooth reflector up front here, the LED is perfectly centered. It is an XHP 35 high LED pumping out 1700 lumens, and it throws a lot of light that you'll see in the night shot. So again, nice form factor to it. It's not overly large as some specific spotlight built lights are. And then you have the USB recharging option, which is nice. You got this cover here to keep water and dust out. It is of course IPX8 waterproof up to, I believe, 3 meters and 1.5 meter drop resistant. And then again, with the flat surface on the back and the front, it'll not only nose stand but tail stand as well. Now it does come with a holster for it. Not the best quality holster, you know, pretty thin material here. I could maybe see wearing this out over time, but it does fit the light nicely. It has a simple belt loop on the back. You know, if you use this light a lot, you might want to consider getting something else made for it. But I could see this just being thrown in the glove box. You certainly don't need the holster for durability reasons. You could throw this in the glove box. It'd be a great light to have on a boat. It'd be a great light to have in an ATV or in a vehicle that you take with you often at night. Again, with those spotlight capabilities, you can really shine a lot of light off into the distance. So something that would certainly be good for hunters or security people maybe that need to see off into the distance. Be a good light for search and rescue, again, because you can get a lot of light off into the distance. Build quality is what you would expect from ThruNite flashlights. I like the build of it. I don't see any issues there. It does come apart at two separate spots here. One at the head here. It does take a 26650 battery. This one's got 5,000 milliamps, so allows you to get a lot of light and longer run times there. The tube also does come apart at the bottom here, possibly for allowing extension tubes and running two 26650s. I didn't look into the capabilities there, but it's possible. Again, I like it just in the regular form factor here, the regular size it's a perfect little size to have a perfect little spotlight. So the highest mode on here is 1700 lumens. That's going to run for 150 minutes and shoot out to 750 meters. 950 lumens at 165 minutes. 180 lumens at 9 hours. 22 lumens, which is surprisingly nice on this light, as you'll see in the night shots. With 22 lumens with that big reflector there, it puts out a lot of light. That's going to run for 62 hours, then half a lumen at 41 days. So, you know, a lot of runtime with that 26-650. There is a small little LED here on the power button. When you're charging the light, it is going to be red, and when it is fully charged, it will change to blue. So going back to what I mentioned earlier about a flashlight is a flashlight is a flashlight. Well, not really. You know, they are specifically built for certain tasks. So if you have a particular task that you need, you're going to want to find the flashlight that's going to work for you. Now you can see just walking down the trail here how spotty this particular light is. That's what it's made to do, is be sort of a spotlight. This is the 22 lumens, so long runtime, but it's not really something that you're going to use to maybe go on a walk with, maybe not something you're going to use to camp with. But if you need something for the vehicle, or you do search and rescue, or maybe your security for a particular building, this light is going to allow you to really reach out and get light into those far off areas. Now with this reflector, even with 22 lumens, it's amazing how far this thing can shoot. I can already see it on the trees out there. Let's go up one notch to 180 lumens. Again, with that reflector, even at 180 lumens, you can shine it quite far. No problem hitting those trees out there. You can see just how spotty that light is. And jumping up again to 950 lumens. Wow, I mean, you can see how tight that beam is. Again, purposely built to be a mini spotlight in your hand. I mean, this is one sweet light if you want that spotlighting capability in a small form factor. We can double click and we can get it to our turbo. You can nearly see all the way up into the tree down there. I mean, that is one sweet light if that's what you need it for. I mean, so bright right in front of me, you just don't even need that level of brightness. And again, cycling through, you're holding the button down, it's going to go from your low, your medium to your high, low, medium, high. You actually have to shut the light off and hold the button down to access your moonlight. And even on half a lumen with this reflector, you can see that on the ground, which is amazing. And then from any mode, double click and you're right back in to that blazing 1700 lumens. So looking at the TN12 here, one of my favorite lights for everyday use, you can see how much wider of a beam you have here. Now they make lights that all they do is flood. This particular light is a good mix of both, which is what I feel is the best for everyday carry purposes. Something that you could take hiking, camping, something that would be great to store in your kits, great to store in a vehicle, just a good all-around light. This is the low. We've got our medium here, and you can see that even though we can light up the field in front of us and the trail in front of us a lot better than with the spotty light, you're just not going to get that distance without the reflector. And although the brightest setting on the TN12 is very impressive, again, a great all-around everyday light. This is the light that I have carried probably the most out of any light. It stays in my kit. I use it a lot just because it's got a great mix of spot and flood, and that's really what I'm looking for, unless I have a specific application, again, that I need more flood or I need more spot. So I can do a quick swap between the two. Here is the TN12 and the Catapult V6. So much tighter, but just an awesome, awesome beam. So the Catapult V6 certainly fits into that pocket-sized spotlight, and it does a great job at that. So if you want to get your hands on one, I'm going to put some buying links below to Amazon. I also have a coupon code if you want to buy directly from ThruNite, depending on which has the better price. Of course, I hope you enjoyed the video today. Please give it a big thumbs up for me. Make sure you leave me a comment below and share this video to your friends and family on your social media. If you haven't already done so, click that subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified of new videos.